If you saw a fresh grave with your own name on it, would you dig it up? That was the question that tormented me the night Tony came running to my house, his face white with terror. "I saw it, Tari," he gasped. "My grave. Someone already buried me." I laughed at first, thought he was drunk. But then I saw his hands covered in fresh red sand and his eyes wild, unfocused. "Tony," I said, gripping his shoulders. "Who buried you?" His lips trembled. I don't know." Tony was not an ordinary man. He was rich, not the kind of rich that comes from fishing or trading palm oil. No, his money came from somewhere else. People whispered that he had done something bad, but no one ever spoke about it openly. He built the biggest house in Angiama, right by the river, where the water spirits roam at night. He threw parties, spent money like it grew on trees. Women loved him, men envied him. But Tony was never at peace. At night he locked his doors. He burned odum leaves to chase away bad spirits. And sometimes, when he thought no one was listening, he would say, "I should never have taken it." No one knew what it was until the night he found his own grave. I should have ignored him. I should have told him to go home, sleep it off. But curiosity is a wicked thing. So, that night, I followed Tony to the bush. He led me to a clearing near the big Iroko tree, where the ground looked freshly dug. And there it was, a grave, deep and open, a wooden cross at the head, and on it, carved in shaky letters, Tonye Okoro, died, midnight tonight. Cold washed over me. "Who did this?" I whispered. Tony shook his head. His hands trembled as he grabbed a shovel. "I need to see what's inside." "Are you mad?" I grabbed his arm. "What if—" But he was already digging. Sand flew into the air. My heart pounded. The night was too quiet. Even the crickets refused to sing. Then, his shovel hit something solid. Wood. A coffin. Tony's face was drenched in sweat. He dropped the shovel, reached down, and forced the coffin open with his bare hands. Inside, wrapped in white cloth, was himself. I couldn't breathe. My mind couldn't make sense of it. The body inside was Tony, his same face, same clothes. The only difference was this one wasn't breathing. Tony stumbled back, gasping. "This is not real," he whispered. But then the body inside opened its eyes, and it smiled. My scream caught in my throat. Tony fell to the ground, shaking his head. "No, no, this is not me." The thing in the coffin sat up, stretching like a man waking from deep sleep. Its voice, Tony's voice, echoed in the still night. "You took what wasn't yours," it said, "and now I'm taking back my place." Tony scrambled away. "Tari, help me." But I couldn't move. I watched, frozen, as the other Tony climbed out of the grave, dusting off his white cloth. His eyes glowed in the dark. He looked at Tony with pity. "You should never have taken it," he whispered. And then he walked away, into the night, leaving the real Tony screaming inside the coffin. By morning, I was the only one left in the bush. The grave was gone, the coffin was gone, and when I ran back to the village, Tony was sitting on his porch, smiling, drinking palm wine like nothing had happened. But it wasn't him. I knew it. His eyes were different. His voice had a strange echo. He laughed too easily, too loudly, and when I whispered, "Tony, is that really you?" he just smiled and kept drinking. The real Tony was gone, buried, and whatever had taken his place was still here. Will the real Tony ever return? Please like, subscribe, and share this video. And whatever had taken his place was still here. Will the real Tony ever return? Please like, subscribe, and share this video.